isang bata natin no, sa Navy ang na-injure, actually naputol nga yung daliri dahil sa pag-resupply sa Ayungin. Sa GMA ito nang galing.
Magandang gabi po, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Hindi lang binangga, kundi kinaladkad at binutas ang bangka ng Pilipinas ng mga tauhan ng China Coast Guard.
Base yan sa mga kwento ng dalawang source ng GMA Integrated News. Kaugnayan ang insidenteng ikinasugat ng 7 sundalong Pinoy, kabilang ang isa na naputulan pa ng hinlalaki.
Sabi naman ng China, sumampa pa ang kanilang mga tauhan sa bangka. May mga sinamsam din silang baril at hinostage na mga bangka ayon sa isang source. Nakatutok si Joseph Moro.
Sa litratong ito na eksklusibong nakuha ng GMA Integrated News, makikita ang isang sundalo ng Philippine Navy na nilalapatan ng lunas. Pasintabi sa mga nanonood, kita sa larawan ang kanyang kamay na napatulan ng hinlalaki. Ang sundalong ito ang isa sa mga nasugatan na magpang-abot ang Philippine Navy at China Coast Guard sa Ayungin kahapon ng madaling araw. Nangyari ito habang nagsasagawa ng rotation and resupply mission ng Philippine Navy sa bahagi ng Ayungin Shoal sa loob ng Exclusive Economic Zone ng Pilipinas. Ang insidenteng ito ang unang banggaan ng China Coast Guard at Philippine Navy matapos ipatupad ng China noong Sabado ang sarili nilang administrative law enforcement procedure na aarestuhin ang mga dayuhang barko na nasa katubigan ng teritoryo raw nila. Walang gaanong detalye sa inilabas na pahayag ng National Security Council o NSC kagabi. Sinabi lamang na kahapon ng umaga na unsyami ang rotation and resupply mission sa Ayungin Shoal kung saan nakasadsad ang BRP Sierra Madre. Dahil ito sa agresibong aksyon ng China kung saan binangga at hinatak nito ang sinasakyang inflatable boats ng mga sundalong Navy ng Pilipinas. Kinundina ng NSC ang aksyon ng China. Walang binanggit ang NSC na may nasugatang sundalo. Ang sabi naman ng spokesman ng China Coast Guard sa isang pahayag, lumabag daw ang Pilipinas sa pangako nito at nagpadala ng supply ship at inflatable boats sa Ayungin. Kaya bukod sa pagbigay ng warning at pagharang, sumampa raw ang China Coast Guard sa bangka ng Philippine Navy at nag-inspeksyon sa loob. Sabi ng China, legal at professional ang ginawa nilang ito. Pero bukod sa mga kwentong ito, nakakuha ang GMA Integrated News ng karagdagang mga detalye mula sa dalawang mapagkakatiwalaang source kung ano ang nangyari sa pagitan ng mga pwersa ng Pilipinas at China. Ikwinento ng unang source na isang opisyal na may alam sa nangyaring misyon. Bukod daw sa pagkaladkad sa rigid hull inflatable boats o RIB, binutas pa raw ito ng China kahit may sakay ng mga sundalo ng Philippine Navy. Pitong sundalo ng Philippine Navy ang nasugatan sa insidente. Ang isa sa kanila naputulan pa daw ng daliri. Ganito rin ang ibinigay na detalye ng isa pang opisyal na matagal ng source ng GMA Integrated News na nakakuha ng initial report sa nangyari. Bukod raw sa pagbutas sa inflatable boat, binasag din daw ang salamin nito at sinira ang engine gamit ang isang maso. Sinamsam pa daw ng mga Chinese ang mga baril ng Philippine Navy, pati na ang mga cellphone ng mga sundalo. Ayon sa mapagkakatiwalaang source ng GMA Integrated News, 4 na RIB o Rapid Hull Inflatable Boat ang hinostage ng China, pero ibinalik din sa Pilipinas matapos ang mahabang pakikipagnegosasyon. Ipinakiusap din sa China na makuha ang mga sugatan sundalo sa isang medical evacuation. Ibinagbigay alam na namin sa Department of National Defense, National Security Council at sa Armed Forces ang mga impormasyong hawak ng GMA Integrated News para humingi ng reaksyon, pero wala pa silang tugon hanggang ngayon. Sa mga larawang eksklusibong nakuha ng GMA Integrated News na ibalik na ng PCG sa Buliluyan Port sa Palawan ang mga sundalong Navy. Kita rin sa larawan ang isa sa mga inflatable boat na sinira umuno ng China na nakabalot sa asul na trapal. Dinala na sa ospital ang mga nasugatang sundalo. Sa pahayag ng NSC, ang Armed Forces at Philippine Coast Guard ang nagsagawa ng resupply mission. Pero ang sinabi ni Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson Commodore J. Tariela,
the resupply mission is a mission of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The Philippine Coast Guard, we were there just to support the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Para sa GMA Integrated News, Joseph Morong, nakatutok 24 oras.
And mga kutsero, ito yung balita na sinasabi nila na binalita daw ng China ang unang nagbalita. Sila talaga ang unang nagbalita. Ayan, excited eh. China Coast Guard drives off Filipino ships intruding in South China Sea. Ayan. Pero sa kanilang balita, sabi, during the process, the Philippine supply ship dangerously approached and deliberately collided. Pinas daw ang bumangga. Sabi, with a normally sailing Chinese vessel. Normally sailing? Tot nyo! Kung kayo po ay nasa US, UK, Canada, Italy, France, Spain, Ireland, and Belgium, ay pwede na po ay magpadala ng inyong mga remittances sa Pilipinas gamit po ang Sendwave. Ang gagawin nyo lang ay download ng app, kuha kayo ng account, at lagay nyo ba ang account details nyo at pwede na magpadala sa GCash, Cash Pickup at iba't ibang mga bangko sa bansa. At kapag ginamit nyo pa ang promo code na Coach Jared on Jarn, ay makakuha pa kayo ng karagdagan $20 free credit. Kaya gamitin na sa Sendwave for all of your remittance needs. The China Coast Guard took control measures under the law, including issuing warnings, boarding Philippine vessels, and conducting inspections and forcibly driving away them, Gan said, emphasizing that these actions were reasonable, lawful, professional, and standardized. Alam niyo mga kotsero, ang pinagkaiba dito? Well, ang Coast Guard naman ng China is under the Army. Plan din yun eh. People's Liberation Army Navy. Doon yung sa Coast Guard. Kung ganito yung nangyari sa mga Pilipino, sa mga Pilipinong na-injure sila, etc., etc., they may have exercised restraint. They may have exercised restraint. Malamang hindi nila pinatulan. So malamang they exercised restraint, ayaw nilang magkagulo o ayaw nilang lumala yung gulo. So, hindi nila pinatulan. Do I agree with it? No, not necessarily. Nung binoard sila, well, although may mga reports naman, may iba akong napanood na balita sa News 5. Napanood ko kanina na pumalag daw yung ilan doon sa mga binoard. Pero ilan lang, hindi lahat. Probably they were exercising restraint, ay na lumaki yung problema, etc., etc. So, gano'n na lang. Again, do I agree with it? Not necessarily. Pero yun yung naging strategy. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung magiging next steps. Yun ang problema dyan. Hindi natin alam kung ano magiging next steps. Although, ang nilalabas lang ngayon ng AFP is puro statement. Maraming statement. Si Secretary Gibo Chodoro ng kanyang statement sa DND. Pero it's still very measured eh. Masyadong sukat. Tignan niyo yung statement niya. China's dangerous and reckless behavior in the West Philippine Sea shall be resisted by the AFP. Their behavior contravenes their statements of good faith and decency. We will exert our utmost in order to fulfill our sworn mandate to protect our territorial integrity, sovereignty, and sovereign rights. It should now be clear that the international community that China's actions are the true obstacles to the peace and stability in the South China Sea. Diba? Parang very, very vague. Pareho eh, hindi lang yung kay Secretary Gibo eh. Pati pati yung kay National Security Council, ganun din. Pati yung kay NTF-WPS, ganun din. Very very measured. So, it seems, mga kotsero, meron pa silang tinatago. Ano yung ibig ko sabihin ng tinatago? Ibig sabihin, baka meron pa silang pinaplano. Kasi kung papansin niyo mga kotsero, kung iisipin nating maigi, this is a different strategy. It seems they're experimenting on the best way to address the matter. Una, tinry nila yung airdrop. Pangalawa, ito pala yung pangalawang strategy. Si Navy ang magdadala. So it seems may mga nasa gitna pa sila ng calibration. Inaayos pa nila yung kanilang strategy and yung best way to do the resupply peacefully. Although I do not agree doon sa mga naganap Na ako, iniisip ko dapat medyo nag-flex na ng konti AFP natin eh. Kaya naman nila yung mga yun. Kaya nila yun. Baka they're just exercising prudence. Pakinggan natin yung opinion ng isa sa mga sa mga defense columnist. Okay, no. Philstar yata to eh. Defense columnist to ng Philstar eh. Si Mugato. Pakinggan natin siya.
To help us make sense of this latest maritime encounter with China, joining us tonight is One News defense editor Manny Mugato. Manny, thank you for coming back.
Yes.
Ang dami nang nagbago, no, since last ka nandito.
Yes, I think the incidents in the South China Sea or in the West Philippines Sea has been escalating. This time it's the worst, no? And this is a direct assault on a military vessel, no, yung RFIB, no, yung rubber boat natin. And I think the authorities should already consider invoking the Mutual Defense Treaty. No?
And that's how it works, di ba? Tayo dapat ang magsimula ng talks to invoke it. Hindi naman siya matic na bigla na lang dahil may nagyari, matic na.
Hindi.
Nagka-come into play ito. But then it has to go through the U.S. Congress.
Yes. But this is a political decision to be made by the President. And the recommendations should come from Defense Secretary Teodoro, National Security Advisor Año, and Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo. So these three people should meet together and discuss the options for the Philippines, responses, because this is already a serious incident. No, some soldiers were hurt, and our vessel, a rubber boat, was damaged. It was punctured by the Chinese Coast Guard. So it needs a stronger response from the Philippines. And I think that's why there is no statement yet from the armed forces, because they're waiting for the political leadership, no? Defense Secretary Teodoro to make a statement. He had a statement yesterday, but it was just condemning the Chinese actions.
Oh, very measured.
But whether he will ask the U.S. to help by invoking the MDT, that remains to be seen.
Let's talk about those statements, Manny. There were a lot of statements yesterday, pero ang similarity between them is they didn't really say much. Again, nauna yung China to release details, at least their version of details about what happened. Sumunod na lang, no, kumbaga in response, sumagot tayo. Ano na ba nagyari sa ating transparency initiative? Because
right. Okay, isn't it odd too that in this most severe incident, there's not much documentation, not as not as unlike before na may mga videos that we would actually see what happened in this.
Or is it because na medyo mas grabe na nga yung nagyari kaya wala pa tayong mga agad-agarang mga statement, agad-agarang mga videos?
Very cautious too.
I think one thing is I cannot understand is why the Coast Guard has been left out. No, because usually when you have a resupply mission, the Philippine supply boat, no, sa civilian boat, is being escorted by the Philippine Coast Guard. In this case, we don't see any Coast Guard vessel.
That's true.
And the Navy was using rubber boats. So
ayun na nga yung sinabi niya,
maybe,
ni Jay Tariela, di ba, Sir Mogs, ang sinabi niya ay, hindi ako makakapag-comment dahil this is exclusively an AFP mission.
Yes, it's a Navy mission and it could be a special operations mission, no? Because the Philippine military is experimenting on ways to reach BRP Sierra Madre to deliver food and water. Because before this incident, we have seen that the Air Force and the Navy were dropping supplies.
Right. We know what happened there. China again beat us to releasing the videos. Diba, naghabulan. Ayan na, nakikita natin sa telebisyon.
But this operation last June 17 was very much different, because the Navy was coming from all over. And I don't know. I really don't know why the Coast Guard was left out. So there must be something there that we don't know. That's why the military cannot just make a statement because they're waiting for the political leadership from Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro to make a statement on what really happened.
Okay, well, you also heard the soundbite from former Defense Secretary Orly Mercado when he says red zone na to, hindi na to gray zone. Are we really in the red zone now? Or can this still be considered as part of gray zone tactics?
Well, the actions taken by the Chinese Coast Guard was part of their gray zone tactics. On the other hand, we don't really have
Gray zone pa ba yun? Gray zone pa ba yung yung sinira nila yung barko? Yung rubber boat? Pinuncture, minaso yung engine, etc. etc. Parang hindi yata gray zone yun. I mean, di ba?
Gray zone tactics, except that we were delivering supplies to Sierra Madre through a civilian boat, which is actually a Philippine Navy commissioned vessel, because the people inside the wooden boat are all Marines and Philippine Navy personnel. No? So it's not necessarily a civilian vessel. No? So everything that's being done are being coordinated by the Philippine Navy, especially the people from Westcom, Western Command in Palawan. So I think that's our own gray zone tactic.
On that note, hindi ba just very recently, last week, China has this new law that they can actually, they instructed their Coast Guard to seize foreign ships that would enter their waters, their territorial waters. Hindi ba, Manny, sa tingin mo, this could be like us testing the waters with this new incident?
Yes, maybe.
This could be like, okay, let's see how they implement this, or let's see if, what goes after this.
It's one way of testing it, but as you will remember, many fishermen from Zambales have stopped going to Baho de Masinloc because they were afraid that the Chinese Coast Guard will arrest them. China has no legal basis to impose that domestic law.
Right.
Because number one, the area that we are operating is covered by our maritime zones under the 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. So we have jurisdiction over that waters. And China's territorial claim is unrecognized by the international community.
In Philippines, fact, Taiwan,
everything,
Malaysia,
everybody. In fact, the UNCLOS, in its arbitral ruling in 2016, has repudiated that 10-dash line. Before, it was 9-dash line, so it's now 10-dash line. But it's not acceptable. So, I don't know why China is still insisting on that 10-dash line when no one recognizes it. Well, we have our own EEZ, which is recognized under the international law. So we have jurisdiction over that area.
All right, let's bring it back to last weekend. So before this incident happened, which was supposedly on June 17, which is Monday, the Coast Guard law, the Chinese Coast Guard law, took effect on Saturday.
No, matagal na yun. Matagal na yung Chinese Coast Guard law, 2021 pa yan. Panahon pa ni Digonggong yan. So, yung binaba na mag-aaresto, parang executive order lang yun. Hindi yun law. It's an executive order that supplements or supports yung Coast Guard law, which was enacted noong 2021. Pinakita ko na sa inyo yan before, di ba? Yung Coast Guard law, basically, sinasabi, the Chinese Coast Guard is empowered to use any force necessary to protect the territorial waters, quote-unquote, of China. Yun. So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabing any force necessary, it can be from warning to actual firing. Any force wala namang sinabi na meron kang kailangan maximum restraint. Wala namang ganun Ang sinabi, any force necessary. So, yun ang ginawa nila. Yun yung any force necessary nila O, di ganun.
nagkaroon din ng G7 summit where at the end of it all, the leaders kind of released
Statement.
Yeah. Decrying China's actions in the you think reaction din ito maybe a message to the G7 leaders?
Well, kasama na dyan because the Chinese rejected that statement and condemned the G7 leaders for issuing statement that they describe as full of lies. But it shows that the world, especially the Europeans and the G7, support the Philippine position on the West Philippine Sea.
Okay, Manda, let's bring it back to incidents in the West Philippine Sea and, of course, the disruptions. That's the chosen word from yesterday's statements by the AFP. May karon daw ng disruption doon sa Rore mission natin, which, as other reports came out today, medyo mas grabe naman pala than a disruption. Can we say that it was just a disruption or was it a failure since hindi sila umabot sa BRP Sierra Madre?
It's not only a disruption. No? It's an aborted operation. They did not push through with the resupply mission. And as I was saying earlier, this is a direct assault on our military. No?
Right.
Especially when they boarded the rubber boats, punctured, confiscated weapons, and towed the rubber boat. This is unacceptable.
However, I'm just going to bring this back to December. I think this was around middle of December last year. So around 6 months ago. December, yes.
Yeah.
Nung panahong yun, medyo nakita na yata ni Admiral Carlos, which is siya yung dating Westcom commander na natanggal na sa nawawala right now. I don't know where he is, right? Supposedly he's on leave. That's the official word. He did warn about this exact kind of escalation. If he had an interview with CNN Philippines where he said, ang susunod na sa water cannon ay after water cannon, probably ramming and attempts to board, which he said they will not allow. Back then, PCG pa no? Yung nagmamahala. Tsaka yung mga Unaiza May, diba, sa ating mga RORE missions. And then, we've seen na everything that has happened and nawala na nga sa Westcom si Admiral Carlos. So you can't really say that we didn't see this coming.
Yeah, actually, the former Indo-Pacific commander, si Admiral John Aquilino, was already wondering what will be the next step by China. Because it's really escalating, no? So there would come a time that there would be accidents and that could happen there by I don't know, but it could lead to a armed confrontation between the Philippines, China, and probably the U.S.
So much worse than losing a finger.
Maybe. We don't know. Because the Chinese are very aggressive and the moves they're taking are more dangerous, increasingly dangerous, especially when they are trying to stop the resupply mission.
Manny, I think the big question here is where do we go from here? How do we continue to protect our military personnel? And as you mentioned, things have been getting worse. So can we expect things to get even more worse before it gets better? And as you mentioned, you believe it's time to invoke the Mutual Treaty of Defense. So
yes, but invoking the treaty does not mean going to war.
Yeah.
No, the U.S. has many options in helping the Philippines. Probably one is to escort the Philippine supply boats. If you have a U.S. destroyer sailing along with these supply boats, that could scare away the Chinese Coast Guard. And because, in the U.S. Congress, there had been debates already whether the U.S. can send patrols and escort Philippine boats to supply mission to prevent the harassment. Because they are also worried that there would come a time that some soldiers, Philippine soldiers, might get killed. Okay. And this would invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty.
As far as the MDT is concerned, parang categorical ng sinagot ni ni PBBM yan nung sa Shangri-La. Yung sa Singapore. Sinagot na ni Presidente yan. Sinabi niya dyan, mag-i-invoke lang niya yan pag meron ng namatay. Which I think would not happen. I don't think China hindi susugal ni China yan. Ngayon, not right now. Definitely not right now. Hindi pa kaya ni China makipaggera, guys. Hindi pa. Kontra sa sinasabi ni Scott Ritter, na alam naman natin na tuta ng China at Russia, by the way. Tuta ng China at Russia. According sa CSIS, there's no scenario in any of the war games na pinag-aralan nila. There's no scenario where China will win. It seems, mga kotsero, na si PBBM is taking a very, very, very careful very careful stance. Ano ba? Parang mayroon akong powing sa kaliwa. Anyway. Very, very, he's taking a very measured. Yun. Measured. Yun talaga ang pinakamagandang description. Sukat sukat masyado yung response ng lahat ng partido. Si China walang pake. 'Di ba? It's obvious wala siyang pake. Gagawin niya yung gusto niya. It's very obvious. Pero so far si Pilipinas has been practicing restraint. Nagpipigil ba? Nagpipigil. And hindi ko alam, mga kotsero, kung hanggang kailan kakayanin. Hindi natin alam kung hanggang kailan kakayanin ng AFP natin at ng Coast Guard yung tuwing babiyahe sila dyan sa West Philippine Sea, lagi silang binobomba. We cannot depend on any other country. We cannot. We cannot do it. We can't afford to do it. Di natin kayang umasa sa iba. At itong response ng Marcos administration sa nangyari na to, pinapakita lang, mga kotsero, na hindi pa ready ang Pilipinas. Hindi pa. Wala pa tayo dun sa punto na nakakayanin na. Lalo ngayon, mga kotsero, si Australia medyo nag-50-50. Napalitaan niya ba yung kay Australia? Bumisita doon yung Chinese premier. Tapos nag-agree sila na magbabati na raw muna sila. Kasi nalulugi na raw sila ng $20 billion. 20 million, $20 billion every year. Dahil sa economic sanctions na inimpose ng China sa Australia. Mukhang si Australia is trying to play both sides. Try niyang makuha yung benepisyo ni China at the same time magmukhang parang papalag tayo sa China, which I don't think it is getting the response that it wants. Parang hindi ganoon yung lumalabas . Ang partner lang talaga natin, ang defense partner lang talaga natin na steady or consistent is US and Japan and South Korea. That's about it. Si Australia, mahina yung prime minister nila ngayon, si Albanese. Parang mas gusto niya yung kung saan siya malakas. But okay lang yun. And it is this kind of politics na kaya ang Pilipinas hindi pwede magdepende sa isang bansa. Who knows? We don't know. Baka mamaya, sometime along the road, si US gaganyan. Di natin alam kung South Korea gaganyan in the future or si Japan. Kaya nga, mga kotsero, we have to develop our own defense posture. Kaso, we don't have much time. Wala tayong masyadong oras. What will we do? It's up to our leaders. Bahala sila kung anong gusto nilang gawin. But definitely, mga kotsero, You cannot expect doing the same thing and expecting different results. Ulitin ko. We cannot expect to do the same thing and we cannot keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Pabalik-balik tayo dyan sa saan ba to? Sa Ayungin Shoal. Tapos, we will exercise restraint kasi we want to keep the moral high ground, etc., etc. Okay lang naman yun. Tama rin naman yun. Kaso, palala na ng palala yung casualty. We need to do something else. Okay, so mga kotsero, maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na magsuporta sa ating channel. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan mag-like, mag-share, at mag-subscribe sa ating Coach Chad YouTube channel. Pa-follow tayo sa ating Facebook page para lagi updated sa mga ganap dito sa aking channel. And I'll see you in my next Coach Jared Live. God bless. See you next time, guys. Bye. Huwag ganun. Huwag natin gawing tanga mga Pilipino. Mas maganda kasi nasa lugar ka ng tama kaysa yung pinipilit mo yung pagkakamali. Are they willing to go that far? Hindi makakalimutan ng Pilipino yan hanggat di nasasagot niya. Sino ngayon nagsasabi ng totoo?